I have recently noticed my blesser is a ritualist. He has been using me to gain connection with my family. Ever since we started dating, there was always funeral after funeral at my family. He has been supportive financially. I never suspected of anything like that before. You don't have toes and lied that he lost the toes in a bus accident. Every year, you do a memorial service of his toes. There is this red briefcase he don't allow me to touch. Recently, I saw a human toe on top of the briefcase. Maybe he forgot it. A cat came from nowhere to the toe and... Hello viewers, welcome once again to another episode of African Confessions HD, rated on Extra Order Africa. My name is Solution Uncle. If you're still new in the show, we publish lifetime confessions. Usually we publish anonymously for their own safety reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do have a story you want to share with the world and you feel you are in need of advices, don't be shy, don't be afraid. It's for free here. Here is the platform for you to share your story so that you can get all the advices you need from our audience. It's very easy. You contact us on our WhatsApp number, +263 775 597 775, +263 775 597 775, or you can contact our PR Fidel. It is Gmail, fidelgoch@gmail.com, FIDELGOCH@gmail.com. That's his email address. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to continue waste your time. Let's go straight into the confessions for today. Enjoy your watch. Hi uncle, my name is Natasha. Please do not disclose my surname. I will be in trouble with my family. It is said this blesser gained access to my family through me. The big mistake I made was accepting him and he used his money. Now I'm worried. He no longer cares because he has finished my family. Here is my story. From when I met him to where I discovered he is a ritualist. I am a girl who grew up in the rural area with my mother. My mother was very old. I was the last born, so I was the one staying with mom. All of my brothers and sisters were married. Some of my sisters were married out of the village. My brothers were working in town, so they're the ones who were taking care of us. I was moderate at school. I managed to do what was moderate and I managed to move on with education. I passed my matrics and went to tertiary education. At tertiary education, my brother was paying my school fees. Everything was okay. I worked very hard at tertiary education because I don't want to disappoint my brother and my mother. I did well, but after finishing school, there was no job. I was working in and around the country trying to search for a good job, but there was no job. You know, in our country, in Zimbabwe, it wasn't working very well. So I started buying and selling of shoes. I was going to Mozambique, then come with the shoes, started to stay in Midlands province, in towns like Kwekwe and Gweru. It was working because I managed to finish my mother's house, which was being built by my brother. By that time, my brother had died. So when I was selling shoes, I used to go to various companies so that I can sell to the workers. I came at this company and I met the director of the company. The company loved me instead of the shoes I was selling and said he was going to offer me a job because I have told him that I passed my tertiary education, but I'm failing to have a job. But it was on one condition. We should date, we should sleep together. I accepted because I wanted this formal job so that I can get more experience. Maybe I will be able to go out of the country to overseas. That was what I was aiming. And I started staying at that farm, at that campus house. The director loved me and favored me. I was given a better position. We slept together, thinking it was going to be for once. But after that, he said he was going to fire me if I was to stop giving him what I gave him on the first day. So we continued with that. He wasn't married. But back to my high school days, I have this boyfriend of mine. He was doing his tertiary education. I was finishing my matrix. We loved each other, and I believed he was the one who was going to marry me. The days I started to date this blesser, that boyfriend of mine started going mentally ill. It affected me for some days, but I get used when times goes on. I completely got stuck with this blesser. Every weekend we could be at outings. He was always spoiling me. But all the way we did it for almost a year. I've never gone to his house. He was always saying, you go this and that, telling me different stories. But one day he accepted that we should go to his house. We went to his house. The man lives in a very good mansion. There is everything you want in that house. There are bars. There is everything luxurious in that house. The blesser gave me a lot of money. But from the time I started dating, the first person to die was my mother. I thought it was a natural death. Within few months, my brother died. The other one who was paying my tertiary fees, I thought it was a natural death. The following week, my sister died. The next month, my sister died. I became suspicious because when those people were dying, at every funeral, he was going to give me 100,000 rands. It affected me. I didn't understand it. After all those deaths, he got promoted at work. He is now at an international role. He is saying about moving out of the country. He doesn't care for me anymore because he has finished my family. What made me to know this is that one day he was not around and there was this briefcase he didn't allow me to touch. I went at the briefcase. There was a human toe on top of the briefcase. Mind you, this blesser, he has missing toes. And he said he lost the toes in a bus accident. Every year, he do a ceremony to remember the toes. During first days of our relationship, I thought it was just a memorial service and maybe it affected him a lot, and I understood. But I am now suspicious. So I wasn't feeling comfortable staying with this man again, but I wanted to know the truth. So I acted normal. Every year, there is this ceremony. You do. They will be drinking beer with his friends. They will be braying, and they will be pouring the beer at the ground. A lot of weird things they do on those ceremonies. When I was still around the briefcase, a cat came from the ceiling, took the toe and went back to the ceiling. Within few minutes, the briefcase disappeared. And after that, within few minutes, the blesser called and said, "Hey, what are you doing at this time? Why did you not go to work? I thought you was going to work today. Stop acting like that. Just because you are dating me, your boss, you are now not going to work." He was very rude on me. He scolded me. Within few minutes, he was at the home. He started beating me and said, "Never tell anyone what you saw or else you will be the next. Yes, I'm the one responsible for killing your relatives because you accepted to use my money." I was out of the words. I almost fainted when I heard that he was the one responsible. So, this is the thing I'm staying with. From that time, he terminated my contract and said, "You are no longer going out of this jural. You should stay inside. This is what is happening to me. I am always afraid I might be the following to follow my relatives to worsen the situation. My relatives are calling my name. I hear sounds of people saying, 'Natasha, Natasha, because of man, you betrayed us.' Of the voices, I hear the voice of my mother. If it was you, Solution Uncle, and your audience, would you not commit suicide? Because I'm suicidal now. Hello, Solution Uncle, please publish my story anonymously. I type this with a heavy heart. My girlfriend, a virgin, I confirmed when we made out, called off our 1-year relationship this week because of some issues I opened up to her about. We were in a long-distance relationship. I am working and she was working, but we decided to resign to further a nursing career. We met online, asked her out. She agreed and we started dating. We met July last year, had a long of fun together, and that was when I discovered that she was a virgin. I agreed not to deflower her because I wanted to do it on our wedding night, and we both agreed. Fast forward to after I left, we spoke a lot on phone and I help out financially when necessary. She is not a demanding type. One time she mentioned that she might break up if I don't come before July this year, and I told her I am coming in February or March. I had mentioned most times before to her that I had many exes in the past, but I am not cheating on her. I didn't cheat. I also opened up on my experimental with smoking, which she said she doesn't condone, and I worked really hard to stop. During our 11-month relationship, I relapsed twice in August 2023, and I told her she also noticed during our calls because of my mood. I started exercising and medicating to become a better person. We have had little misunderstandings, but we addressed it and moved on. This week, she called crying and said she can't do it anymore, that I lied to her that I've stopped my bad habits. I had stopped truly, and that she is not comfortable talking dirty on the phone with me most nights, and she can't be with someone who has that kind of access. I was devastated. I assured her that I have stopped my bad habits and I will not talk dirt on the phone any longer. She insisted that she can't continue, that I am lying. She sent me a breakup message after I told her to tell me what she truly wanted. I loved her. I can't concentrate at work. I was saving for us to get married. I am thinking she is tired of the long distance or she has fallen for another person. I don't know what to do. She blocked me everywhere.